One of the danger spots in any college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent. And we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. One of the danger spots in any college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent. And we'll see if the upset... between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. Fielded in the end zone, it's Adams. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage. He stopped at the 17. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Looking to throw, it's Simpson. Buys a little extra time. Caught over the middle. It's Bernard.
This is why he's the quarterback leading his team, because he can do things like that, the unscripted stuff, and buy time, scramble outside the pocket, complete the pass down the field. Just so hard to stop as opposed to a guy that just stands in the pocket and you know exactly where he's going to be every single play.
Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Alabama may always be built on the run, but these days they elevate with a high-flying pass game.
And great coaches evolve, and we've seen the evolution of this Alabama offense over the last several years, and it's not just run, it's not just eat clock, it is be aggressive, attack, make big plays down the field.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Alabama.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the right. No other words, that was just a terrible throw.
Love the coverage on the back end by the defense on that play. In these scramble-type situations, the quarterback's rolling out to his right. Everything breaks down, and it really gets hard on these defenders to have to stay with their man, but a good job there by the defense.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection. Miller with the ball. He breaks a tackle. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
Every offensive coordinator in the country, they come in the game, they have a script. They have a couple plays they want to go through to get their team settled in, get down and get in good third down situations, execute on third down. Nice start on this opening drive by the offense.
Looking for a man, it's Simpson. Bringing the heat. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock it down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
These are the plays as a defense that mean so much for so many reasons. Getting in the backfield, obviously getting a sack, so putting them a little bit behind the sticks, but also hitting that quarterback, making him think. That goes a long way in disrupting the quarterback's rhythm.
The play action fake. The sure hands, it's Bernard. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Pocket breaking down. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. The give to the back. Breaks the tackle. He'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Looking to pass. It's Stockton. Pressure coming. He'll throw it. And it'll be incomplete. He got on the move trying to make something happen, but just couldn't find a man.
Well, that's just a miss by the quarterback. That's a simple slant route. That ball's got to be thrown out in front or put in the face mask of the receiver. Bad throw by the QB.
Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. Moves away as he feels pressure. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 and the 38, and these guys are on the move. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. They run the reverse. Oh, that did not go as planned, except for the defense. They were right there to make the big stop. And the Bulldogs now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Gonna swing it on 2nd down. Finds his man. It's Frazier. And they swarm him under.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Motion from the wideout. In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Under fire. Got it in the middle, it's dealt. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. David, that is a great security blanket for a quarterback to have a tight end to make those conversions.
Dang right. Find the big fella on third and short. Dependable, clutch, nice hands, first down.
The ball squirts free. The offense very fortunate to get that ball back.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball security.
Down to the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
And another nice gain by the offense. All right, defense, we got to change something up here. They're putting a big drive together, play after play, having a lot of success. How do we break the rhythm? How do we give them something that can create a tackle for a loss or a sack or something to get momentum back on my side?
With the run on 1st and goal. Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. After getting nothing done on 1st down, 2nd and goal from the 6. Caught in the backfield. It's Branch. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
As they come to the line, they've moved it, but they need 1 more yard on 3rd down. Trying to slam in. He didn't get it. Not only that, he lost yardage.
Second quarter might not be gamble time, but inside the 3, Palmer, I've got the green light. I'm going for this.
I am too, and you're essentially running a 2-point play here, right? You've got a play you've practiced all week long. That's the play you dial up right here.
Fourth and goal from the 3, and the offense will stay out there and try to finish the deal. Try to barge their way in. Not only will he not get in, they'll stop him behind the line at the 4. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Quarterback may change this route. Scanning the field, it's Simpson. Lets it fly. Picked off, a turnover in their own end. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs!
And the free safety roaming the middle of the field, you can see just reading the quarterback's eyes. And how about the break on the football, taking a great angle to pick it off and then do some damage and make the big play for this defense to score some points.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Fielded in the end zone. It's Williams. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
They're trying to pounce on their opponent with the lead in the second half, trying to steal a possession, but give the return team credit. They may not have been set up perfectly for that onside kick, but they're Johnny on the spot, and now their offense is licking their chops, hoping to go down and score. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense.
to the air on first down. That's caught. It's Thomas. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
Dropping back, it's Stockton. Looking to the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Georgia! A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I'll tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Williams. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. In front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Wants to go up top on first down. Uncorks one. Makes a connection. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
Under fire. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Well, this is a big moment for this offense, too, because you want to capitalize off getting the turnover, right? You just threw an incompletion. Now you got a big down coming up. You've got to find a way to make a play here so that you can generate points and capitalize off of the opponent's mistake.
And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Off the play fake on first down. Fires toward the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
This quarterback has been struggling to find a rhythm in this game so far. Didn't have a ton of success in the first half, so here he is trying to ignite the offense with a deep shot, but they're not able to come away with the completion.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to throw again. Here comes the heat. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Got it behind the line. It's Miller. Turns it on in midfield. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first.
Good play call on defense. 3rd down in that situation, you're just playing a big zone. You want everybody having their eyes on the quarterback, playing in their areas, and you want them rallying to the football. As soon as that running back caught the ball, they all came screaming in. They were able to make the tackle and now set up 4th.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. You talk about taking the wind out of a crowd. A 4th down conversion will do that.
Yeah, they were jacked up in here, excited. The fans get loud, rush the passer, and how about the conversion? The big 4th down conversion here in the third quarter to give yourself some life in a tight ball game.
Well, it's a really nice job of the offense mixing it up on this drive. We've seen some nice plays throwing it, and how about that one running it too? Great push up front.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking downfield, it's Simpson. Dances away. Looking for the score! And the laundry drops as the pass falls incomplete. Let's see who the penalty's on. Remember, if your entire body is past the line of scrimmage when you throw the football, that's a penalty. He was, and the penalty will be accepted. So the final period starts with a second down play. Back to pass. And the timing just a hair off. The Dogs haven't just been hungry, they've been famished. They have just eaten up this offense all day.
Everything they've tried to do hasn't worked. This defense, not only are they well organized, not only are they talented, they're well coached, they listen, they play so hard, they don't give you a thing.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Takes it the other way. Takes it back to the 24-yard line, and this defense loves to feast on takeaways.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter, everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
The clock continues to run, and they'll be happy to wind it all the way down before they snap it. The handoff, keep working on that clock. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line. And the Dogs come to the line on third and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Back to throw, it's Stockton. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Buying some time. On the run, fires downfield. It's caught. Not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. Grab behind the line, it's Branch.
One of the most difficult things about this slot receiver is his shiftiness and his athleticism. He's very, very difficult to tackle after the catch.
Back to pass on second down. Here's the pressure. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
QB decided not to hand it off on that RPO. Defense, great job taking the throwaway, now setting up fourth.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Has to get there to move the sticks. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Bulldogs will hustle to the line. Looking downfield on first down. Here's the heat. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. To the air on second down. Oh, they're after him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
You got to love the aggressive nature this defense is playing with right now, and you're seeing the athletes and the dudes they've got up front. A sack on the last play. They hit the quarterback on this last one. Now third down, you know they're going to be pinning their ears back.
And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. Didn't get a ton on the return, but they've got it inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Talk about having 1 foot in the grave. This was almost over. They're up by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter, and they got the football. Thank goodness they're choosing to throw the football, not run the clock. Man, we needed that pick. Now it's the offense's turn to go out and make something happen.
Might be changing the route. Looking downfield, it's Simpson. Starting to feel a little pressure. Lets it fly. Makes the grab. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. This is a situation you dreamed of in the backyard, but now it's for real. One last chance late in the game, final drive coming for this offense. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
You got to give this defense tons of credit because they have been lights out. They have not allowed a single point so far, and a big reason why is how well they're playing on the back end. They came into this game knowing the offense was going to try to throw the football, but they're not giving anything up, and another great job that time in coverage.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Catch in the middle, it's Bernard. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious.
And this offense has not had much to cheer about. There's something right there. Let's see if they can string a couple of plays together. Listen, this game's probably over, but this offense has got to find some kind of a rhythm, something they can hang their hat on so that moving forward, this offense has an identity.
Fires to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Williams. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. Gets the back moving. Now from inside the red zone. Right down the middle. That is sucked out. Oh, and what a turn of events. He's headed the other way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
Lining up to add another. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. Just over 30 seconds to play. They'll line up for the onside kick, and they've got to get it to have a shot. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Defense in press coverage. Caught behind the line. It's dealt. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Georgia comes quickly to the line. Second down, he'll throw it. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42. They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. Quarterback making checks. Back to pass, it's Simpson. Here's a throw downfield late. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
You know, I feel for this offense, if they're going to get back in the game, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with chunk plays. They're going to have to be methodical and generate some first downs and march down the field.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Takes a hit as he fires.
And man, this is a tough spot to be in as this offense. And the defense is so deep, and you wonder if that's why they threw the ball underneath. But golly, with the clock where it is, you have to get somewhere down the field to give yourself a chance, an opportunity to maybe be successful at the end of this football game.
No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. On third down, going up top. Ball falls to the turf. The final pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for this one. How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football. Here we go. Ready, set. Black 14. Black 14. Hut. Red 54. Red 54. Aha. Let's go. Set. Set. Black 88. Black 80. Hut. Blue 85. Chad. White 80. Set. Say hut. Set. Ready. Chad. Black number. Hut. White 53. White 53. Check. Red 83, switch. Red 83, switch. Set. All right. Check. Blue 42, strong. Set. Set. Blue 30. Blue. Hut. Black 18. Black 18. Check. Monster, monster. Get ready. Set. Ready. Set. White 29. Blue 22!